Hi, everyone. We are very excited to be here to discuss our novel vaginal drug delivery system. I, along with my partner, Dr. Tamara Grisales, who's here in the fuchsia color, we are both OBGYNs at UCLA. Dr. Grisales is a urogynecologist, and I'm a general OBGYN. We oftentimes share patients, and a few years ago, we shared a particularly special patient who was in her 80s at that time and had a horrible vaginal condition called vaginal atrophy, which actually all postmenopausal women have. And she had erosions in her vagina, she was bleeding, and we were really struggling with the current available therapies to help her by replacing the vaginal estrogen into her tissue. And this made us think, why can't we have a better way to treat our patients who need vaginal medications? So the public health problem that we have is called vulvovaginal atrophy. It affects more than 50% of postmenopausal women, which is about 32 million women in the United States. About 50% of these women will seek treatment for their vaginal symptoms. And by 2030, we know that 60 million women will be peri or postmenopausal and older than age 50. There is a need for new ways to treat vaginal medical conditions. We have noticed that there's poor patient compliance because there are inherent flaws in the current delivery systems for vaginal medications. And in fact, there have been no significant innovations in vaginal drug delivery for over 20 years. And I think we can all agree that women's health is very important. We all have loved ones who are women. We have a solution. It's a user-friendly, biodegradable drug delivery device. So a little bit more about the problem. Vulvovaginal atrophy is a chronic and progressive condition that peri and postmenopausal women suffer from. As you can see in this diagram, the healthy vagina has thickened, well-lubricated tissue, but as women go through menopause, the tissue becomes dry and thinned. Local estrogen therapy is the hallmark of treatment for this condition. However, currently, the therapies on the market are not sufficient. They're messy and painful as they are creams and applicators. They require frequent administration. They are expensive, and they generate a lot of environmental waste with all these plastic applicators that are single use. We have an innovation. So Tamara and I took our problem to the innovation team at UCLA. They paired us up with the bioengineering department, and we came up with this novel treatment, which we call RestoreFem. It's the next generation vaginal drug delivery method. The bioengineers came up with this idea to combine estradiol into a biodegradable polymer called PLGA. It is an 8-millimeter disc with a 2-millimeter thickness, kind of like a contact lens, and it gets inserted inside the vagina. It's biodegradable, so it does not need to be removed. It's mess-free, no leaking creams, and as I mentioned, it's easy to insert. It can last anywhere from 4 to 6 weeks, so it doesn't require frequent administration. And it's environmentally friendly because there are no big plastic applicators to dispose of. Many in vitro studies have been done on this technology, and we have good data that there is a steady, constant release of estradiol from the PLGA disc. Tamara and I have also engaged in customer discovery. We went through the NSF ICORP program, both at the local levels as well as the national level, which we completed last year. This enabled us to learn more about what physicians and patients needed from a product such as ours. We're also doing a patient survey with this QR code in many doctors' offices to really understand what the barriers patients experience towards vaginal medications are. So as you can see, there are many products that are short-term release and bioabsorbable. These are the creams like Estrace or Premarin, the pills which get inserted into the vagina like Vagifem, and Imvexi, which is a biogel. There is one non-absorbable long-term release product on the market called E-String, which is a thick silicone ring that sits in the vagina for 3 months at a time, gradually delivering estrogen. Ours would be the first in the market to be bioabsorbable while also providing long-term release. Here's more information about our competitive landscape. As you can see, everything but E-String requires daily use and then twice weekly use. These medications are costly and Medicare may or may not cover them. We would have much less frequent use, We are hoping our cost will be lower, and we are also hoping for good insurance coverage. So the total addressable market is actually $51.2 billion. This is women who are seeking any treatment for vulvovaginal atrophy. The estrogen therapy market is about $3.7 billion. That's the serviceable addressable market. Our serviceable obtainable market, we believe, is $555 million. We believe we can penetrate the market in this amount. And we expect a market growth of 7.7%. Where are we with our intellectual property? So thanks to TDG, we have filed our PCT patent. It was filed in October of 2020, and it's a utility patent for our innovation based on tunable flexibility in the shape of the device, microstructure function, biocompatibility and absorbability, and time dose release capabilities. We've also been in communication with the FDA, who has assigned us the 505(b)(2) pathway. It's an abbreviated approval pathway for a drug product. Our pre-sub is completed, and the FDA has given us clear direction for the future. So we're just about to start our rabbit studies, which were actually recommended by the FDA. They approved our protocol for safety testing in the rabbits, and this data will be submitted with our IND application. We also have protocol for early human clinical safety trials, which have been reviewed by the FDA, and they have given us feedback, and we'll submit our revised protocol when we submit the IND. We are currently looking for a CMO, or contract manufacturing organization, in order to create our product for us in a GMP grade for human use. So this is something that we're still trying to figure out the right company to work with. Our next steps include, and we're currently in the process of incorporating and in fundraising to push this product to market. The company that we have so named is Marlene Medical. Of note, there are other potential applications for a product such as this. For instance, infertility patients who use vaginal progesterone, we have created a PCL-based disc that women can use in a similar way. We've also created PLGA discs for antibiotics for women who suffer from yeast and bacterial vaginosis infections, for which they're using oral pills or messy creams. Here's our team, Dr. Tamara Grisales, and myself, Dr. Lena Nathan, Dr. Song Lee, who's the chair of bioengineering, who owns the lab that all the work is being done here at UCLA. Dr. Mahdi Hassani is a project scientist in his lab. And we have received funding from the UCLA Innovation Challenge, matched by our chair, TDG Faculty Innovation Fellowship, the UCLA Innovation Fund, and the NSF. Thank you. And please note our contact information if you have any questions or think you may be able to help us. Thank you.